Hey, class, this is a brief intro to the lecture podcast. Um, the first of the big podcasts I post is a discussion of Louisa May Alcott. Um, and if you listen to that, I think you'll get a better sense of hospital sketches, where it came from, who Louisa May Alcott was, what the significance of this book is. And Louisa May Alcott symbolizes uh, how the war opened up new opportunities for women, not only professional opportunities, but opportunities for patriotic service. I won't repeat anymore because I talk about this at length in the podcast. But so that's the first little bit of the podcast. The second, wow, the picture got big on me. The second group of podcasts, Jan did an excellent lecture about 30 minutes on the Battle of Gettysburg. Very well done. I think after you listen to his lectures, you'll have a great, excellent understanding of what happened at the Battle of Gettysburg, a 3-day battle. And then I talk about the Battle of Vicksburg. Now, Vicksburg, which was the capture of the strong point of Vicksburg, happened in July 1863. It's very significant because basically, when Grant captures Vicksburg, the Union recaptures the Mississippi River, and the Union cuts the Confederacy in half. Gettysburg happened in Pennsylvania. So Vicksburg it culminates in early July 1863. But as you'll learn when you listen to the podcast, it had been a 6-month campaign on the part of Grant. It took Grant a long time to figure out how to capture Vicksburg, but when he does, it's really quite brilliant. Gettysburg, on the other hand, happened at the same time, and it's a 3-day battle that occurred in July of 63. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is, at this point in the Civil War, there's no one brain guiding the Union Army. Grant's kind of doing his thing in the West still. Gettysburg occurs in early July of 1863. On, we'll talk about that. So both of these Union victories occur at the same time, but like I say, Vicksburg's the culmination of like a 6-month campaign, and Gettysburg is more of a classic battle. Lee had come up into Virginia again, as he had the previous year. So big take-home point, 2 major Union victories, but there's not one overarching strategic plan on the part of the Union yet. The Western theater and the Eastern theater are not working together. And that's not going to happen for another year until Grant comes east and becomes commander of the entire Union Army. So although Vicksburg and Gettysburg culminate basically almost on the same day, certainly the same week, that's just a coincidence. They weren't fought in tandem. They weren't thought of in tandem. It just so happens that they culminated at the same time. Now, a lot of folks will say that Gettysburg, especially Gettysburg, is very, very significant because Lee doesn't come back into the North after Gettysburg again, and Jan talks about that. But Gettysburg gets a lot of attention. Vicksburg doesn't get as much attention, but it's hugely significant that the Union recaptured the Mississippi River, split the Confederacy in two, as Lincoln said. Lincoln was kind of a poet. The father of all waters runs unvexed to the sea. So these are enormous victories for the Union. But don't forget, there's still almost 2 years of fighting after Vicksburg and Gettysburg. As I said before, in 1864, McClellan almost becomes president, and the Civil War would have ended very differently had he become president. So the war's not over yet, even after these battles. So anyway, so this is a military history week, but I'm also throwing in what the war meant for women, especially Northern women. And I'm introducing you to the wonderful Louisa May Alcott and the actually, I think, extremely powerful, very profound hospital sketches.